All right, this is Charles Tyler back at the Charles Tyler Show here at the Black Man's Option. All right, tonight we're going to be doing sort of like a little switch up here. All right here on YouTube. All right, we're going to be bringing it right in. We're going to be crossing the river over into the UK. Right here with my man, Cool Kriss right here is going to be hitting me with the interview. See, we got a new perspective here. Am I right, Kriss? Cool Kriss, what's going on?
Exactly right. That is exactly right. Got a few questions I want to ask you, Brother Charles, regarding the Facebook group and the radio show, and a few other things as well, such as online business.
And also that upcoming movie. We're really trying to still need your donations out there. Frustrated 3. Okay, with my man Al Greasy. Okay, we definitely want to bring that to y'all.
Will be underneath the video.
Yes, we're going to be definitely having the our right there in the subscription box. We're going to be having our GoFundMe link and also a PO box right here located in the subscription box just below the video here. Yeah, so yeah, we want to,
I'm ready. Charles, I've been watching the group steadily grow over the past, I'd say, 6 months to a year, and the numbers have increased, and the demand is definitely there. I mean, brothers all around the world are trying to actually look at their options in regards to where it is they can go across the globe, where they feel they might get a better reception than the one they get in the place that they live, whether that be London, New York, Cali, wherever. Brothers want to, check out their options and make the most of them. And obviously, with the Facebook group, which is Afro-American woman versus Afro-Brazilian woman, would you date? Which is on Facebook. Brothers are in there basically.
Wait a minute, let me give you a correction right there. That's Afro-American men versus Afro-Brazilian women. Would you date? Just had to get you correct there.
Not a problem. But firstly, what made you decide to put the group together? What was the main catalyst in that?
Well, like I said, I started traveling. I started traveling abroad actually back in 2006. Okay.
Oh.
And first it started off with Puerto Rico. I'm not going to say, I'm sorry, 2001, because that's around the time when I originally got married, and I was married to a Jamaican woman, and we of course traveled to Jamaica and everything like that. But then I didn't really start traveling again until 2006. All right, by this time I'm separated, and I wanted to see the world way bigger than Philadelphia. All right, I got tired of the New York scene. Philadelphia is kind of boring as far as hanging out and all that stuff, and so I went up to New York, and I got tired of that too as well.
Okay.
So I wanted to see something bigger and everything like that. And I have a lot of friends who travel, and also a couple of friends who are airline pilots. And a friend of mine came in one day he flies for UPS. And he flies 767s for UPS, and he came at me and he just like, yo man, there's women in here, ugh. I only come here because the drinks ain't watered down. I came in the club one day, and I was like curious about why he was down the women so badly here, and he was like, well, if you've been where I've been to, Brazil, Colombia, the DR, okay, women up here just seem to be like a step down from the women that he deals with. So I got curious. He started showing me pictures of, Brazil and Rio de Janeiro, and particularly, women that he dealt with down there. He owns an apartment down there and everything like that. So I got curious. I still was not sold yet. I think it would take about another 4 years after that. I traveled from Puerto Rico, the DR, Jamaica, of course, and Barbados. I still wasn't sold yet. Okay. All right. I take it because these islands were just way too close to the Matrix. They had beautiful women, but the mindset, in my opinion, was just not there. Okay, what I was looking for, maybe, was just not there. All right, and finally, after watching Frustrated 1, I think that was it. When I seen Frustrated 1, and it pushed me off the gate.
The Al Greasy movie?
Yes, the Al Greasy's movie, yes. You know, much props to the brother. After seeing that, right, it pushed me off the gate. I said, let me find out what this Brazil thing is all about. Let me check and see what this movie is saying. Everybody's telling me about it. My buddies over at the airline telling me about it. Let me check it out. All right. So in 2011, I went down there, and it was like everything that my buddy was telling me. It just changed my whole perspective on what I was looking for. Okay.
Okay.
And the women there, they treat a black man the way he's African American, the way he's supposed to be treated. Okay.
Okay.
All right. They treat him with respect, kindness. The thing about it is that, they're approachable. In fact, they approach me. My first night down there, I was like trying to play it cool. All right. And, I went to the hangout spots. I went over to a club called Balcony, right? And, a lot of people say that the women of the night and all that stuff is there, but then there's also some regular girls are there too. And they took a look at, I'm a big guy. So they walked up, oh, you're a Gande, a Negro. I like, okay. And, big man, big black man, like, oh, yeah, and kissed me on my cheek, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not used to this attention. These are some fine dimes. I mean, come back here, they'd be tens. And they walking up on me and they showing mad love to me. And, we had our fun. But I also had a couple of girls who I was supposed to meet too. I went on to Brazilian Cupid before I went down there. That's why I tell a lot of brothers, get online, meet a girl before you get down there and everything like that to break the ice a whole lot easier. So I had met a couple of girls. I went out on a couple of dates while I was down there. I was down there for about 20 days. And it was this one girl I knew it was going to be her.
Okay.
And when me and her got together, we got together. This, we were together for like about 4 years after that. Okay. What's that again?
So, when you came back, that sort of inspired you to put the group together?
Well, the thing about it is when I came back to the U.S., right, and I looked at there was a couple of things. One, I looked at the fact that I was one day walking down Copacabana, right there in the Avenue of Atlantica, and I seen this fine chocolate straight out of a Victoria's Secret magazine beauty black queen. I mean Nubian princess all the way, right?
Okay.
But she's walking hand in hand with this Jeffrey Dahmer lookalike, skinny sticks, hairy looking white dude. And I had saw like that, big man Brody. I was gonna come over there, Brody, and kick sand in his face and take his woman type of thing. I'm like, you don't know what to do with that, man. Get out of here, And so I'm like, okay, all right. I see what this is. Okay, I see what this is all about. All right, there's not enough brothers down here.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and this is the reason why these Afro-Brazilian sisters are going with these white boys.
But the lack of options.
The very lack of our options down there. Okay, So I said, okay, I see what's going on. And I noticed that for every one black guy that was down there was about 10 white guys. Okay. And I just got curious. Then I went online and I started noticing on YouTube that it was hardly anything about Brazil, and nothing on Facebook at all about Brazil. All right. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me go and create a group. First it started with the videos itself on my channel, The Charles Tyler Show.
Okay.
All right. And then I said to myself, we got to have a meet spot. We got to have a place to network. All right. So, of course, Facebook. I created the Facebook group, Afro-American Men versus Afro-Brazilian Women Would You Date? And a couple of other groups, too, on top of that. All right.
Okay. Oh, when you started that, how quickly did you get your first, say, because I think we're up, what, 12,000 members or so?
Yeah, 12,000, yes.
So how quickly did the first 2, 3, 4, or 500 come in?
Within a month. I was just surprised. You know, of course, they're coming off my videos.
Yes. Okay.
You know, because like I said, I had right in the description box each video a link to the Facebook group. All right. And all of them started coming in and they all like asking me the questions. Really, really like that down there. Okay. And I'm like, yes. You know, it's the real deal. Then we had the pros. That's the rookies coming in. All right. And then we had the pros coming in, you know, basically backing me up. Yes, man, the women down there are off the chain, man. Man, you know. And I said, look, it's just like so many options down there. And that's when it hit me. So many options. So many black options. Wait a minute. Black man. The black man's option. Okay. And that's where that term came from.
Because I wouldn't have fucked with your channel if I didn't actually see that term on there. I liked that immediately, the black man's option. That's what I want to, you know, that's why I am. That's what I want to know about, you know. We're inundated daily with the viewpoints of people from other cultures that don't necessarily reflect our lives or our lifestyles. Mm-hmm. So when I saw the black man's options on there on the YouTube, I thought, yeah, I definitely want to find out a little bit more about whatever's being spoken about there. So yeah.
Well, and on top of that, it's like I've been with a lot of these Brazilian women, you know, whether of course it's friends or relationships or anything like that, and you know, these are good women.
Right.
These are good women compared to what we got here in America, westernized women, period. You know, because I understand y'all even have the same issues across the river there. You know. You know.
Yes, indeed. You know, I mean, there were good women here, there were bad women here, but in terms of what you're talking about, I mean,
ratio. That's the thing. There are good women here, and there are bad women here. The question is how many bad versus how many good. And sadly to say, the bad is outweighing the good here in the U.S.
Well, there you go. You know, and people are actually trying to work around that, and it's something you can work around. But obviously, like you're saying, somewhere like Brazil, a brother gets out there, every second, third, fourth, fifth woman is just a 10.
Yeah, and it's more along. You see, the thing about it is, a lot of people see the beauty, outside beauty. Okay, well, I'm going in on the inside because I've always had fine-looking women here in the U.S. That's never been a problem. All right, the problem is, are they fine, but they're completely ugly on the inside? Right.
It becomes a path to act in a way which is not too sexy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's just like, then there's also some sisters that are fake. You got I'm a real woman bullshit. I mean, the feminist bullshit that goes on here in the United States is outrageous. It's enough to chase a black man out of this country. A good black man. Because, I said, and I said this before on my radio show and several times in other videos, I had women who wouldn't date me because I didn't have a criminal record. I had women who wouldn't date me because I wouldn't hit him. And imagine me and my big ass hitting a woman. And how's that look? You know, for one, I'm going to jail. I guaranteed to get a criminal record that way. All right. You know, for assaulting a woman and, you know, and all this other stuff. For two, me as a man, it doesn't look good. Okay. But I've been turned down for dates because I'm that nice guy.
Okay, so you basically expanded your options.
Yes.
You went out there, saw what you saw, and you decided that you throw the rope back over the wall by letting other brothers know.
It became an obvious choice. You know, I get it all the time. I get really nailed all the time on YouTube, you know, with comments from people, mainly, you know, my agent AAWs here in the Matrix. Okay. All right. Who attack me constantly saying that, oh man, you mad, you can't get a woman here. You know, it's the stupid stuff that I'm sure good black men out here hear all the time. And the funny thing about it is, you know, when the black man finds his options and sees that his options are very vast when he steps outside of Matrix USA, all right, doesn't necessarily have to be Brazil. It could be other countries too in South America. And you still keep your blackness. And one thing about that here in the Matrix programs us to think that the United States owns the patent on being black outside of Africa, okay, or outside of the UK, okay. So when you start going to Central America or South America and start dating a Brazilian, a Colombian, a Guyanese, okay, you know, they start thinking, oh, well, you selling out. Well, the women I see here are black.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
and beautiful. Okay.
It's about building a black family. So if you're actually going abroad and you're hooking up with a sister and it turns into something which actually lasts for quite a while, and it is a sister, you've not stepped out of the black family because it's still a black woman.
Exactly.
You know? It's quite amazing to hear how some sisters in the USA have reacted towards brothers hooking up with sisters from other parts of the world. They're still sisters, so I don't see what the issue is with that.
No, see, like I said, that's just, you know, a way of discouraging you from finding the black man's option. See, when the Matrix sees that you done discovered the truth, all right, that you finally got on that plane, stop making excuses. I'm afraid to fly, and all this other bullshit, because that's the main excuses that I hear. I'm afraid to fly.
Right.
Okay. You know, and black people here in America especially, we have a tendency to not go beyond the bubble, not break the bubble and go beyond it. Okay. We stay home. We stay in our states. Okay. We stay in our cities. We stay in our communities. Our world is so small. So when you get a passport and a visa and an airline ticket, the world is yours. And the way I look at it too, not just that, the world is yours. These women out here, you know, are amazing outside of the U.S. They take care of themselves. They built, you know, in Brazil, these women are all about sensuality. Okay? Me as a man who is masculine and not being emasculated that here in the U.S., which is the main thing these days here in the U.S., all right, the Matrix USA. My masculinity is pretty high. But what definitely feeds all that is a woman's sensuality.
Very important because, you know, a lot of sisters, USA and the UK and in other parts of the world, a lot of them have had to go it alone, and in going it alone, some of them have become very masculine. So even if you were to get with one of those sisters, it wouldn't feel right if a sister's kind of masculine within herself due to no fault of her own, maybe it's just a struggle,
Programming.
so whatever it is. If you're going out with a sister, she's a bit, masculine, whatever. From a guy's viewpoint, that don't feel right because it always makes you feel gay. You want a sister that is feminine. Opposite sides. Who wants a masculine woman, man? That's.
Well, I can't these days here in the U.S. because of the food, because of our poor dieting and lack of exercise and a whole lot of self-hate. Our women are starting to look different, especially when you start traveling. You start seeing the difference.
Yeah.
Our women here in the U.S. start looking like you start seeing fake hair and fake this and fake that, and some of these women are starting to look like men.
That's the thing. And from a guy's viewpoint, going out with her would make you feel gay. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, then big and Bertha looking. I see a video. A lot of guys probably see in the Facebook group. I actually reposted it in the Facebook group, right? Where this dancer, stripper, I mean, I can't even call her that. I don't know what she was, for real. I guess she was trying to strip. I would have paid her $100 to put her clothes back on. Alright. But she was stripping, and all these dudes this girl had to be about easy 300 pounds. Okay. She had no neck, but she had a whole lot of chin. Alright. She looked like a big zero with legs dancing on stage, and I'm talking about Jabba the Hutt. She was horrible. Okay.
What's Eddie Murphy's role in that film Norbit? What's that woman? Is it just Rashika or something?
Yeah. She was like Norbit. She looked just like Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Oh God. And I was just like, oh God. And these these thirsty brothers was literally throwing money on the stage. The girl made her money that night. She said what she was throwing. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, probably I would throw that money on stage to tell you to put the clothes on and get off the stage because you're making me want to throw up. Okay. And it started to become the norm here in the U.S. You know why? The way I see it is that brothers don't, they don't think that beauty, that black is truly beautiful anymore.
Right.
And their world is so small that what you and I will probably consider not even a 1, they will consider a 10.
Okay, thirsty.
Thirsty as hell. Give the brother some water. Okay? Give you some Gatorade, bro. I mean, and while I'm at it, give you a passport and an airline ticket and come on with me down to Brazil. Hey, come on down to the beach party if you don't want to be by yourself in November. Okay?
I'll tell you what, that actually leads me into the next question because the group, as you say, went from about 2, 3, 4, 500 members up to 12,000 in the space of what, a year?
About a year. I would say about just over 2 years.
Okay, so just over 2 years. In that time space, looking at the group as you've monitored it as it's grown, is that the thing that you're most proud of? The fact that you've managed to encourage some brothers to get passports when they weren't even thinking about getting them before?
You know what I'm proud of? I'm proud of when a brother comes up to me and tells me that somewhere in their journey, whether it's going down to Brazil, whatever, that I help change their life. We got about 2 brothers who I know of in the group who went down there and got married.
Wow.
Yes. They went down there. They found the curiosity in the group. They got their information from the group. Then they went on and got their own information, and they met a woman, whether it was online or whatever, and they went down there and they got married. I got a whole crew of brothers. I got my man Dwayne Banks. He's down there, and and he's about to get married. And of course, Philly McFly Harris, he got married. Congratulations to my man Booker. He's engaged last I checked.
Okay.
And recently, and these guys, they were first timers, and they came down there, and they all look at them. They're happy.
Do you feel that they're the type of brothers that perhaps in the USA, a female might have told them that they're too nice.
I believe, yes, I believe these guys who are good black men, who are professional, whether it's with white collar or even blue collar, okay? But the bottom line is they're not criminal, ain't walking around with their pants hanging down, they don't got 50, 11 kids spread all over the place and all that other stuff. Yeah, they would get the bullshit.
Okay.
Okay? And the thing about it is, the attacks that I get on YouTube, they always focus on, like this one girl came at me, right? I can't quite remember her username, but she came at me and she was saying the reason why black men like us go down to Brazil, all right, from the U.S. is that we can't find a good woman here. We're too ugly. Of course, it's an insult. Our gang ain't swag enough. Another something stupid. Okay, and we're broke.
Okay.
We're broke. We can't afford a woman up here. So we go down there to those desperate women down there. Okay.
Well, to sideline a bit, I mean, do you feel as if what brothers and sisters have in Brazil in terms of romance and love, etc., do you feel that the level that they're on with that is comparable to perhaps how it was in America maybe about 50 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. My mother, my grandmother, you know, those women, those were the good black women, that era, which is dead or dying.
Right, okay.
Okay. You know, my grandmother stayed with kept my grandfather alive until the day she died. God rest his soul. Okay? And my grandfather, after she died, my grandfather, he didn't want to live. It's like he was just gone. He died, he died in 4 years, his body was alive.
Okay.
Because there's many times I tried to get him to, you know, maybe you want to go date somebody else, you know, and all this other stuff. No, he didn't want to. He didn't want to.
He missed his soulmate.
Yes, he did. You know,
okay.
And he was, like I said, it was my grandfather was a very eligible man. You know, he had money. He was tall, about 6'2", and, you know, and he wasn't in bad shape for a guy in his 80s. Okay, you know, and the women were lining up. He said he get phone calls every day from the church, women trying to holler at him. You know, because they knew he was a widow. So, you know, that tells you the level of what my grandmother, my mother, those type of women were like.
So you feel
they're not like that anymore here in the U.S.
But that quality is available within the females that you find in Brazil.
For one, here's how you can tell. Does the chick know how to cook? If that's a yes, you're off to a good start. Does the chick have natural hair? She doesn't necessarily have to have it long, but it's her hair.
Yeah.
Okay? It's her hair. You know, and how does she treat you? The first thing she do, you know, she's asking you about what type of job you do and what type of car you drive.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay? You know, when they hitting you with all that, they're trying to see what you got. Well, wait a minute. What do you got? I had a Brazilian girl one time tell me this. She told me, she said, look, I don't have much. The only thing I have is the way I can treat you as a woman. Okay? And I hope that will be enough to get started. I don't have, you know, all I know is that I like you. You're a good man. You're a great man. That's what she said to me. You're a great man. Okay? And the only thing I hope that you can do, we can have something together. I just don't want you to cheat on me.
Okay, that was her main concern.
That was her main concern. I want you and you alone, nobody else, just you and me. And I was taken back.
I think.
Wasn't what? How many cars I got? How many houses I own? What type of job I do?
Wow. I
She
think a lot.
knew that I was good enough to take care of her, as a
Oh,
man should take care of this woman. That
that's
doesn't
correct.
make him a simp or anything.
That's correct.
That's what men do. You know.
The Barry White line comes to mind. I'll take good care of you. That's what a man is supposed to do. So yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you with that. But going back to the group and looking at how things are shaping up in it, where are you hoping that it goes to? Because it sort of just roller coastered into the sides that it is now. I mean, somebody's always in there at all hours of the day, especially when you take into account that people are living in different time zones. So brothers are landing in BR, Brazil, pretty much every other day, taking photos, talking to other members in the group. Other members are getting excited about going there for the first time, whether it be at the beach party or not, whether it's pre the Olympics or not. Brothers are really excited about getting down there. It's good to see that energy. But
The networking. Yeah.
yeah, the networking is amazing. So, what is it that you're hoping that the group is going to achieve? Say over the next year or two, what would you like to see happen within it? Is there anything in there that pisses you off? There's a lot of folks in there.
The negativity, all right, unnecessary negativity. When I started my group, I spawned a lot of other copycats.
Okay.
Okay, I had a negative copycat that was out there trying to throw my name through the mud. You know, but then there are copycats that were out here. I mean, there's a network that was, coming through my my Facebook group, always talking about. We got a little radio show, and it's always talking about how much they hate black women. Black women and this, the black women and that. I hate black women. I hate black women. Go get yourself a mamacita. And I'm like, I even went on the show one time, and I was kind of brought on there by false pretenses. All right, I thought I went on there trying to do a favor for a friend, and even my friend didn't know what was going to happen. And these people were chastising me because I had women in my group. And I got men in my group, and you got women in your group. I don't have women. I don't can't put up with them. I'm like, yo, do what you do in your group. I do what I do in mine. Okay. In my group, I want women to come into my group, whether, of course, Brazilian, all right, and even African American, okay, because I want to at least show African American women that the black man's option is here, and this is where brothers are going and leaving you every day. Brothers are getting their passports and they're leaving. And they're leaving and they're being happy. Guys are getting married. Guys are getting engaged. Those are big leaps. And they're doing them. Why? Because they found happiness. And this group is a roadmap towards that happiness. If I got guys who are coming into my group I have a lot of them. I have guys, I have to be that bartender at times. I have to sit there and I have guys call me up and they tell me their life story. They tell me how badly they were treated and everything like that, how dirty they were done. And is this an option for me? Can I find me a wife or can I find me a girlfriend or something like that in this country? Is there too many brothers coming down there now? Is there anything left? Yeah, there's plenty of women left. We're talking about a country where the women in particularly Brazil, where these women outnumber the men. And let's start off with, if you eliminate all the demographics of Brazil and just strictly come with a foreign man from the U.S. or a foreign man from the U.K., you're looking at 20-1 based on your level. Because you're coming in already educated. You're coming in already with money because you with the pound, me with the US dollar, that's what, quadrupling almost 6 times as much as far as the pound.
Right.
So our money's already put us at a high level. Okay? All right? We're not gay. All right? Or anything like that. Okay? So these women now got, a black man, not a white man, who can't handle them sexually. A black man could definitely handle a Brazilian woman. Get ready. You gotta definitely gotta go eat your Wheaties when you come down to a Brazilian woman sexually. All right?
Yeah, I noticed the sisters out there do a lot of walking around. They're almost always in the sun. They eat a lot of natural food.
And when they want sex, you better give it to them. Okay? That pisses them off when they don't get it. Okay? So like I said, you better eat your Wheaties when it come down to getting with those sisters down there. But the thing about it is, I want to show the sisters, the American women here in the US, your men are leaving you. We do have options. We don't have to stay here and put up with this bullshit, put up with this fake hair, put up with femininity, put up with your nastiness and attitude and all that unnecessary attitude and everything like that. We don't have to put up with it. We don't have to put up with using sex as a weapon. It's a piece of cheese. And I gotta run for it in order to get it. Down in Brazil, I get so much sex that when I come back here, I don't need any more sex from anybody until I go back down there. Okay?
Time to recuperate.
Yeah. Up here, I'm recuperating, basically. Okay? All right? And then I come back down there, and I get put through it. Okay? But the thing about it is, that's the reason why I let African American women into my group.
Okay.
And of course, the reason why Brazilian women are in the group, All right? And then that's also the reason why I ask brothers to act right. Don't go on the attack every time you see an African American woman in the group. Don't go on. Don't think that every single Brazilian woman is crazy for Americans. I got dudes like one time, right? A friend of mine's now wife, who's Brazilian, is in the group. Okay? And of course she has girlfriends, she has cousins, whatever. And she's checking the group out to see if it's okay for her, her cousins, and all that stuff to come, into the group. But no, we got an idiot that comes up, right, and tries to push up on her. And she politely tells him, no, I'm married. I'm married to one of the admin in the group. Okay? But when you going to go and have a baby from me so I can get permanent residency? What?
Wow.
We have idiots in the group. These are the clowns. The ones that is the clowns. Those are the ones who I want to get rid of. Disrespectful. Okay? Here you heard this woman just say she's married. Leave her alone. Okay?
I hear you.
But no, you want to go and you believe in this perverted dream world of Brazil and even women abroad, period, that they're hots for you because you're an American.
Right.
They're hots for you because, there is no men down there. Okay? And that dream world, that unreality does not exist. That is the type of members that I want to purge from the group. Okay. Before we go any further, because this group is going in to do big things. This is a network, and it's a network that's holding a movement together. Okay.
Talking of which, do you actually plan to, how should I say, create a website separate from the Facebook group where brothers can still do the same sort of thing? The Facebook facility is great, but do you plan to maybe have your own website, independent outside of Facebook, where brothers could also chop it up there?
Yeah, we're working on it. I know I want stuff independent of Facebook because we never know if Facebook pulls it. Facebook's a part of the matrix. We don't know when they're going to pull the plug on us.
Right.
When they
Yeah,
see
that kind of
too many good, conscious black men coming together, and then you add in the fact that we can probably even build the next Black Wall Street, maybe not in the U.S. And we start talking about money and how we can build things and how we can create things in South American country or even in Africa. All right. Oh, the Matrix doesn't want that. So yeah, I can see them coming to shut down the group, but I will be working on a website where we can possibly bail on to,
So at this point, it would be about possibly collecting a database of as many emails as
Yes.
possible from the members.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Okay.
just that right now, it's convenient right now with Facebook. You have direct contact with anyone out of those 12,000 members.
I'll tell you what. Sidestepping slightly, brother Tariq Nasheed was complaining that some of the people that are on Facebook of a conscious nature are getting banned all of the time. So in an effort to quell that, I believe he's going to be coming out with his own version of social network called More Us later on in the year. So that might be a possible,
Nah, well, like I said, I'm a big Tariq Nasheed fan myself. I would definitely want to look into that. My thing is like this. I hope this message gets out to him. I mean, I would like to invite him on my show and me come on his show, and we talk about something that we both have in common, and that is traveling and, even seeing places like Brazil and also opening up opportunities for brothers, when they travel and stuff like that. I really appreciated that he had a video where he was down in Brazil for a couple of days, and, he put I think it was like about a 30-minute video out about Brazil.
I did see that. It wasn't the best camera, but you got the point.
Yeah, I'll be nobody can complain about my camera work. I get tacked about that all the time. We're gonna be doing much better camera work next time we're in Brazil, by the way, too.
You mentioning having him on as a guest in the show leads me to ask about the show itself. I mean, that is as well. It's like it sort of goes together with the group. Pardon me, my voice is going a bit here. It goes together with the group, so that's also become quite popular over the past year. There's been some great episodes as well. 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Is that right?
Yeah, we got the Charles Tyler Show on Blog Talk Radio, Living Off the Grid, and that's on 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night.
Okay. Always good. It's always a good show, man.
Yes.
Brothers calling up from all around the world, Australia, a couple from London, Brazil itself, USA,
from all over the world. Yes. Yeah, because like I said, this is not just a United States thing. This is a world network right now. Okay.
Right.
And I'm sure somewhere in the world, whether it's the United States or the UK, I'm looking at targeting Western societies at that. Brothers are getting dissatisfied. I love black women at the end of the day.
Me too, definitely.
All right. I'm not the type of dude that goes and says, I hate black women because my mother's black, my sisters are black. Okay. My daughter is black. Okay.
Black women. All right. What to do,
So at the end of the day, any future children I'm going to have again, they're going to be black, except for they just won't be American, all the way at least. Okay, they'll have my side. There are plenty. What I want to put out there is that there are plenty of black women in South Central America. Okay. And you're not selling out if you go with a black woman. She's just because she's not American. You're not selling out.
And if I'm not mistaken, from the little I do know of Brazilian culture, the black women there tend to be the ones that are not the hot favorites amongst the guys that are there looking for women. Is it correct to say that they tend to look more for the lighter Brazilian as opposed to the
Hold your thought on that right there. Now, let me tell you this. Good question. Let me tell you this. All right. One, if you and I lived in a country, right, like Brazil.
Okay.
We grew up. We grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, oh, she's fine. Oh, yeah, she's fine. So what? You know, okay, I've seen better. You know, keep in mind, these guys down in Brazil grew up with these women. They've been around with these women way more than we have. We just discovering them. So what we might say is a 10 in our eyes might be just a 5 or a 4 in their eyes, because that's what they see every day.
I have actually witnessed that with the trip to Ghana. I have to say that after going out there, spending some time there, but coming back, the sisters here, I couldn't look at them the same, because the ones out there were just so on point. And in my personal opinion, for me, there's nothing more sexy than a black woman growing up in the environment that God made her to be, which is an area with sunshine, e.g. Africa or perhaps Brazil. They tend to thrive more in countries where the sun is dominant.
Well, yeah, that true. And also, when you talk about Brazil and Africa, and this is what I really want to get out there, is that Brazilian culture, Afro-Brazilian culture, is more closer to Africa and more linked to Africa than America will ever be. America's losing, every day is losing their connection to our original culture of Africa. Okay? And like, for example, if you've probably seen in some of my videos of the Zumbi party we went to in November, also the Zumbi party from 2014, where you would see, we go into the club down there and we're seeing Afro-Brazilian women dressed in African clothing, you know, African style clothing and everything like that. In fact, I remember, and y'all can probably see this in my video channel, Black Nubian, Afro-Brazilian Nubian Princess. All right, there was a sister down there, and she showed up. She was drop dead gorgeous. She was dark skin, beautiful Nubian sister. She was just, she was completely dressed in garb. Now here's the thing, she had her daughter dressed the same way.
Wow.
Okay, her little daughter, probably about maybe 4 years old, dressed the same way.
Wow.
Okay, what that is that she's already preparing her daughter to stay in the African culture.
Yes, exactly. That's correct.
Keep this cycle going. Where here, we got daughters already at age 4 getting weaves put in their hair. Being taught to be self-hatred towards themselves. Go and get this bleach skin crap they put some black women. Okay, you too dark. Okay, we're gonna fix that. And now you put this crap on your face, and now you're light. And now you're gonna get skin cancer later on too. Okay, because you're ruining the gift of melanin that God gave you.
And not only that, you can never really get rid of it. It will always come back because it's within the genes. No matter what you put on top, it's from in to out.
Yeah, you know? But you're opening the door for diseases that you're not meant to have.
Yes, yeah.
If you leave God, African tool created creations alone. Westernized societies have done that. Okay, have taught African American and maybe even Afro British to hate themselves.
It's a bit of a global thing.
Oh, you got to be white. How many black women I see walking around with blonde hair? It looks nasty in my opinion. I like a woman with dark hair, dark long hair. Okay? Because it just radiates the beauty that she already has. It's like the icing on the cake. Alright? But then you go and ruin it with just some blonde crap on your hair. Please, come on now. Okay? That's white supremacy trying to teach black women to hate themselves. And here in the U.S., they fall for a hook, line, and sinker.
I don't think they stand a chance. I mean, the TV and the media is so dominant that it's ongoing. It's relentless in that respect.
Well, I look at the TV as the modern day field field whipping slave boss. Okay, the master's at the cracker. The master's at the top of the house. You know, he's giving orders to the cracker, the field cracker, to whoop everybody's ass in the shape on out there in the field. Well, TV, you know, and even parts of social media is the new cracker whooping boy. Because here in the U.S. at least, it could be used for good, but it's not being used for good. See, today's television has changed. The television that kept us Afrocentric, that kept us, you know, the Bill Cosby era in the 90s. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, the one that's being attacked now by trying to destroy Bill Cosby's legacy. You know, I'm not going to get too far deep into it, but I'm going to say that to eliminate that and altogether, and even to our 90s babies don't even know nothing about it, they'll always forget it.
Well, there you go. I mean, TV is a magnificent tool, but it's just not being used properly. I mean, getting back to the traveling thing, obviously a great option for black men from all over the world. You know, pretty much anybody could make their way to getting a ticket and getting out there. But for those that actually want to stay there and stuff like that, changing the subject slightly, what do you feel right now, 2016, are perhaps, say, two of the best online money-making opportunities? Because that has changed the game in regards to how brothers can actually earn income without dealing with day-to-day racism in the office or something like that.
I can lean in on three. How about that? All right. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that if you, like, even with a country like Brazil, especially with it being 4-1, with a 4-1 ratio right now, right, I don't know how long it's going to stay that way, you know, especially if we make the wrong vote in November and vote for a madman. But the thing about it is that you need money down in Brazil. You cannot get a job in Brazil like that. All right? Okay. Especially when you don't know the language. Okay? So guess what? You want to stay in Brazil, work online. Now, I do Forex trading and also binary options. Okay. All right. We're going to be, me and my man Kevin, we're going to be putting out probably sometime after the beach party in November, a binary options trading school. Okay. We're going to leave that for more information in the near future. All right. But, you know, binary options and Forex trading is a tedious task. It can be done, but it's like learning another trade. It's like learning how to be a plumber, learning how to be a barber. You still have to go through training. And it also requires an investment. Okay. So
there's quite a learning curve with that. Is there anything else that you would suggest that is more simple?
There are more. Yeah, exactly. Now there's one that I do too. I call this the icing on the cake. One of the icing on the cake there. All right, and that one is called My Paying Ads. Now, what is My Paying Ads? They are a rev share company. Okay. But what is rev sharing? Well, rev sharing is when you look at ads, okay, and you buy what is called ad packs, okay, and you get a percentage paid off those ad packs, okay, you know, by watching a couple of ads a day. All right. The more ad packs you own, the more percentage you get. The more percentage you get, you know, you'll start developing a daily income.
So you could be out, say, in Brazil, and all you would need is an internet connection and a super investment inside that program in order to sustain yourself with the profits from it.
Yes. You have to. You can, like I said, anywhere there's an internet connection, you can do businesses like this. Okay. You know. And rev sharing, like I said, only takes about 5 minutes to look at a bunch of videos, you know, and get paid a percentage, get paid a daily income. At one point, I was making about $200 a day.
Right, okay.
You know, and I was doing that while I was still in Brazil. Okay.
Right,
And I was only watching about what 10 ads a day or something like that. Okay. That still requires an investment. But the one thing beautiful about that is that you put in some what we call seed money. Okay. Let's just say $100 seed money, buy $100 worth of ad packs, and then compound the money that you make off your earnings. And before you know it, now your money is working for you and you're not working for it.
Which is the ultimate position to be in.
Okay.
Things don't work for money.
Exactly. Now we also have another opportunity that's going to be starting up very soon, and this one is called MMM Global. I'll repeat that again. That's MMM Global. Okay. And that right there is a worldwide network. Okay. They have over near 300 million members worldwide.
Wow, 300 million members.
Yes. It's just getting to the U.S. I think it's been in the U.S., I say, about 8 months now. Okay. And MMM Global itself is a company that's been around since 2012. Okay. And I'm not going to go into total detail just yet about MMM Global, but I will tell you this. It has changed people's lives. It's changed the game as far as making money online. Okay.
Wow.
And anyone can do this. And you can, within 6 months, I say within 6 months, you can develop an income to where you will quit your job and you can fly off anywhere you want. I've been associated and also read a lot of people's, testimonies on MMM Global. And the average time when you coming into MMM Global and still maintaining on the regular 9 to 5 is 4 months. You'll quit your job within 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
That's how real MMM Global is. All right. And then, like I said, anyone can do MMM Global. And a lot of people will be hearing me talk about it a lot after that. Still doesn't replace my first love, and that's Forex trading. All right. But MMM Global will fuel, if you're a Forex trader, it will fuel your broker account. It will fuel anything you're doing. If you're a rev share guy, you'll fuel that. If you're with Traffic Monsoon or My Paying Ads or anything like that, it will fuel all that financially and put you in position to where you'll never ever have to work a 9 to 5 again. And it goes right back to my old saying: if you get yourself to that level to where your money follows you, not you follow your money, you can live anywhere in the world. I plan on probably hopping on the plane one of these days, get on British Airways up here in New York and go on there and check you out over there in, what's that, East London?
I'm in the South London.
South London, yes.
I've got to shout out Peckham, Thornton Heath, and of course Brixton. Well,
Peckham. Oh, John Boyega country.
Peckham, Brixton, and Thornton Heath. I spend a lot of time in those 3 places. So
okay.
I definitely have to shout out those areas and everybody from there and the entire UK African family, African Caribbean family.
All right.
Definitely makes sense.
Yes, all over.
Worldwide. I mean, I like what you were saying there about MMM Global. That definitely does sound like something that needs to be looked at. And it's nice to see that the online opportunities that are about now seem to have more quality to them than the ones that were around, say, 5 years ago. It's almost as if they've realized that they actually do need to produce in order for them to stick around for any period of time.
Well, the internet's the new way of you making money.
Yeah,
okay.
There are children who will never actually have that first McDonald's job.
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something. It may not even, I'm seeing kids. This one really made me jealous. It was a testimony, right, that a 19-year-old who got with MMM Global, and he got within it for 2 years. Started off with next to nothing. I think he started off with his allowance He's got a $20. He was getting when he was a kid. He was 17 when he got started with MM Global. All right, and he started off with his allowance about $100, $500 a week, and he put, I say, his first 2 months in there, right, and then he kept doing the process, doing the tasks, flipping it. He withdrew over $350,000. Okay, all right, and a kid, 19 years old, having over $250,000 already.
That's not a rapper or athlete.
And not even in America. Okay. All right. This is over in the Philippines. Okay. So, and they didn't get that much money.
That's the beauty as well of online income. It means that people from countries where there are basically absolutely almost no jobs of real value.
That was Filipino money, not U.S. Yes.
I'm still sure it's going to go a long way for him and his family. So.
Yes. What he started off with now, 350,000 U.S. he got, but the money he started off with was Filipino money.
He saw his chance and he took it, and I have to respect that.
Yes. So the thing about it is that when you start traveling, okay, it still goes back to traveling. When you start traveling and opening up your mind with new cultures and everything like that, you also got to open your mind up to new ways of making money, to getting your dollar following you. I've said this several times on other videos and on my show too as well. Get your money to follow you, not you follow it. You do that, you can stay anywhere you want. You can stay in Brazil for as long as you want, because like I said, a lot of brothers, when they come down there, the number one thing that they tell me when they're coming back is, how can I get back there? Okay. Now, me myself, at the end of this year, I'm relocating to Brazil.
You have been out there a few fair times, so
I broke my heart almost 17 times leaving Brazil.
Wow.
And it's a strain on having a relationship when you keep coming back to this country. That's what kind of ended my relationship, with my longtime girlfriend down there.
Okay.
So, me coming back here, not me being down there. So the thing about it is, when you're making good money and the dollar goes so strong right now, the British pound is so strong, the euro is so strong in Brazil right now, okay, you can definitely make a life down there. Going back to MMM Global, not to mention one other thing, MMM Global does not use U.S. currency, does not use British currency, no currency. They do use a currency, my fault, and it's called Bitcoin. Okay. To people who are curious about Bitcoin, it's the new way of currency, going into this new way of earning money online. So you definitely want to go and investigate Bitcoin and try to stick to the positive, because the negative, the government is going to try to derail you. Okay.
Talking of which, I listened a couple of days ago. Excellent radio show, Rich Dad, Poor Dad radio show. Mm-hmm. The guy that wrote that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he has a radio show.
Yeah.
If you want any information, anybody listening on finance, the real deal, people say it on 300 million, so they know what they're talking about. It would definitely, serve you well. Because he did a show with the Bitcoin not so long ago. It was very good. Yes.
He's introducing, like I said, Bitcoin been around since what? 2011? 2009? Something, maybe 2009. Okay. And it's slow. One Bitcoin is 426 US dollars. One Bitcoin is 2,000 reais. So it's worth investing in big time. Not to mention, it's not government impeded.
Yes,
or more or less government corrupted. Okay.
They're working on it though.
They're working on it. So there is like I said, right this time, this is a window of opportunity now to get with companies like MMM Global, My Paying Ads, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at all, even Traffic Monsoon. To get with companies, why make the money while you can online, and build an income to where it'll be sufficient for you to live abroad. Okay. The internet is the new way of us making the internet. Okay, for people who don't understand, the internet is the new 9 to 5.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying with that.
You know,
And to think that a lot of the world hasn't even really. I think maybe about being generous here, but maybe about a third of the world is properly connected to the internet, and even with that third, there are dodgy connections in a step. There's about 5 billion people out, 5 billion, 7 billion human population. About 5 billion of that have yet to, become accustomed to the whole online phenomenon. So with that, more sales, more opportunities, etc., etc.
okay, but this is what has been told to me, and it's so true. When I was in Brazil about 3 years ago, all right, and I was with one of my British friends down there.
Okay.
And this was the guy who got me into binary, and when binary went to forex trading. He said to me, Bloke Tyler, I'm one thing I've noticed, since I've traveled around the world, me being a binary trader, I don't have to stay in Great Britain or anything like that. I've noticed that countries that don't have access to the internet don't have access to the money. And they're always poor countries.
Yes. Quote unquote third world countries.
Third world countries. So where there's basically, poverty, to countries like you and mine, we're making mad money. I don't know about.
I love the British accent.
That one right there.
I do love the British accent, man. I mean, it's definitely been good, having a little one-on-one day-to-day interview with you in regards to what your vision for the Facebook group is and the radio show. Before we tie up, Frustrated Part 3, directed by Al Greasy and supported by yourself. What are you hoping for that?
Well, let me tell you something. We got a goal here that we got to make, okay? The bottom line is like this. There isn't going to be a Frustrated 3 unless we have the money to do it, okay? We need $70,000 to get this money and to get this movie going. This movie is going to be on a 3-continent, okay, basically a 3-continent movie documentary.
Right.
It's not just going to be in Brazil, and it's not just going to be in the U.S. like the first one. Okay, this one's also going to be in Thailand too as well. All right, and we need donations. Al was able to do 2 movies. Okay, Frustrated 1 and Frustrated 2. He did it on his own dime. Why? He was offered, because of the success, the online success of Frustrated 1, right? BET offered to bankroll him for Frustrated 2. But guess what? BET ain't owned by black folks anymore. Okay? They're going to come along and they're going to say, look, well, we want you to do this. You can change that. We just can't have it too black.
Yeah,
we gotta whiten up on some things here. We, once again, his movie being taken away from him because it was not coming out of his pocket. So he said, "To heck with that, I'll bankroll my own movie." And he bankrolled his second movie, Frustrated 2, if you hadn't heard, that link will also be in the subscription block. Frustrated 2 taught us a lot about the American family court system.
Yeah.
Okay, and child support. Okay, there's a lot of things in that movie alone that taught me some things. Like, woof, I'm glad I didn't do that. Or I didn't even know that. That type of thing. All right. But Al, like I said, he basically bankrolled his last. Now, he can't do it a third time. That's going to break somebody.
Yeah.
What we need to do to make this movie come to be and on the silver screen, we have to donate. We have to come to the brothers, and we have to ask the brothers and sisters out there who want to play some type of part in this movie. Because like I said, Al Grease, I owe a lot to Al Greasy. His movie pushed me to go to Brazil, and it changed my life. And to people out here who know what I'm talking about, all right, we kind of owe it to him in a way. I'm gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
To try to go and bring this movie out, and not only that, it's going to be our movie. It's not their movie. It's not BET. It's not Time Warner. It's not all these other big time companies out here, Paramount and all that stuff. You have to go their way, and then they'll come and whiten up your movie.
And make it less potent
and make it a straight lie. Okay? So we come out here and we bankroll our own movie. All right? You go to the GoFundMe link right here in the Facebook, right here in the subscription box below the video. Okay? Put in $10, $15. You can even go as far as putting in a donation over $50, which will put you in the drawing to win an all-expense paid trip to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the filming of Frustrated.
Oh wow! Okay.
And if you in November for my beach party, okay, the Zumbi Beach Party 2016 in November. Even if you can't go in November, that ticket and all the expense pays will still be good for a year after that.
Oh, that's lovely right there.
Okay, so that's the one thing I wanted to get out there, and this movie is very important. It'll be the first movie that I'll be in. Okay, but I really think that we're doing Frustrated 3, the Black Man's Option. 5 years later, the new kids on the block, the old kids are still on the block. Okay, and this is what Al and and a couple other brothers and including myself want to bring to the silver screen. Okay, so definitely brothers out there, if you're listening, definitely donate to it. Okay, you're gonna see the GoFundMe on there. We also got a PO box for people who want to send checks or money orders to as well. All right, we need $70,000 is our goal, and we're way off right now. We just made 1,000. We got about 69,000 more to go. Okay,
that's a definite good cause right there. I just want to slide in as well another good cause. The FDMG Dr. Umar Johnson Academy.
Yes.
He's still trying to get that built. So, those are two brilliant places where you can donate your $5, $10, $15, $20, $50, $100 if and when you can, And if you donate once, doesn't mean you can't donate again. Feel free to do it twice.
Oh, yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yes.
Charles, it's been great chopping it up with you on this topic. I mean, I'm glad I've got some of the answers to some of the things that I was wondering about, in regards to the group, the radio show, Frustrated Part 3, making money online, etc.
Covered up just about all the bases I hope we did, Get more brothers over in the UK, such as yourself, man, and get over on this game here, man.
The word is spreading, but, remember 9 o'clock Eastern Wednesday Blog Talk radio show for that's what you're on, right?
Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern. Okay, Charles Tyler, Black Man's Option Radio Show, living on the grid. Okay?
That's what it is, son. That's what it is.
Right on Blog Talk Radio.
That's what it is.
Well, Kriss, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you. We giving me this interview, and
No, it's not a problem, man. I mean, I had to do it. I'm glad that I managed to get in to be one of the first ones to do it. I'm sure you'll get some more done later.
Oh yes, we can. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. I want to have you back for another video too. We want to talk about a couple of topics this time outside of the interview here and all.
Oh, that's no problem, man. I mean, that's what it's about. Brothers linking up across the world. What's the point of having the internet in your house if you're not going to do that?
Oh yes, revolutionary.
It is indeed.
Yes, I'm calling 6 hours ahead of my time here.
Philly. Shout out to Philly.
Shout out there. Shout out to Philly. Special shouts out to Philly, Dwayne Banks, Kevin, Junior. All right, my man my little young boy Carderio.
And also, extra special shout out to each and every lady in the Facebook group.
My girl Kay.
Yeah.
Mrs. I screw her name up all the time as long as I've known her. She's got a Brazilian first name there. Help me out with this one, Cespolita Clayton. She's going to hate me for that. I ruined her name. All right. My homegirl, Special K. All right. From the U.S., but right now resides in Brazil. All right. And Camilla. Shout out, baby. Yeah, so just just showing the love, sending a special shout out to everybody. Also, my man Philly's wife, Jana. Okay, our future judge. Yes. Special shout out.
Wonderful stuff.
Okay there, Kriss, man, we're going to have to conclude our trip here. I got to head on out.
Yeah, okay. Charles, good chopping it up with you. Talk to you soon.
All right there, Kevin. Always love there, Kriss. Always love there. This is Charles Tyler over at the Charles Tyler Show. Once again, check us out. Subscribe today. All right. Peace out. We need 10,000 subscribers. Help us out. Peace.